This is Turkish, German-based YouTuber Suriye Brooks, whose controversial video exploded in virality after she made some very bold claims about how there was simply no competition when it came to dating and pursuing her preference in men, black men. A video that was accompanied by the caption, "German woman says black women are no competition. It's easy because there's no family unit," slowly but surely began to grab the attention of millions.
I don't give a how many valid points that German woman had or if she was right or wrong. She don't get a chance to speak on black women, black love, black marriages, and black anything. And I ride for black men. You understand what I'm saying?
If a German man that was married to a black woman would have got on this internet and said black men don't treat black women right and black men need to treat black women better, do you think the sisters would have told that man to mind his business? Or do y'all think they would have been praising him?
Suriye Brooks made a few key points that were highly controversial and upset many people who disagreed with some of the statements she made. In the viral video, she emphasized that she stood out to her husband, who is black, because of her calm, respectful, and nurturing demeanor, which contrasted the behavior he was used to from other women. She also noted that her husband's family lacked a strong family unit and criticized many American women as being lost and living in a delusional world, leading to potential lifelong loneliness.
I already knew I had him because there was simply no competition out there for me. But let's just look at it objectively. You had this average black American guy. He really didn't know how to deal with my femininity because I was not loud. I was not screaming. I was not trying to, be louder than him. I didn't interrupt him because that's not something that I learned from home. So gentlemen, do not be afraid of traveling. There are so many more women out there who are willing to take care of you. You don't have to deal with whatever you are dealing with back in your hometown because unfortunately a lot of American women are lost in the delusional world that they are living in, and they don't even understand that they are going to be lonely for a long time.
Suriye Brooks first visited the US in 2001. Although she would only spend a few years in the United States, she experienced a culture shock when she saw how differently Turkish women treat their men compared to Western women.
There is a lot going on in America. As I said, I lived there for 2 years. I have seen a lot of crap, and just looking inside of those households as a traditional Turkish woman, I was shocked. I was shocked at the fact how much disrespect an American man would have to take from a woman, how lazy some women are. Again, I'm not saying all women, but a lot of them, and how entitled some of them are.
Remember how I said the caption of her viral video read, "German woman says black women are no competition. It's easy because there's no family unit"? Well, she never explicitly mentioned black women as the women she was contrasting herself to in her viral video. And you might wonder who wrote the caption. Well, we'll get to that later. Even though she never mentioned black women specifically, I do want to point out that in an extended version of that same video, she did share that when she met her husband, one of the challenges she faced was a previous fling that her husband was getting over who wanted to beat her up because she didn't like the fact that a white girl was pursuing a black man. In her words, regardless, I do personally believe that her video wasn't specifically meant to target black women, but was meant for Western modern women in general. Suriye encouraging men to find wives overseas isn't a new concept. There's a growing trend of more men going overseas to date and marry women in other countries. The Good Men Project released an article in 2022 with the headline, "American men are no longer interested in American women. The dating wars are on." The article highlights a shift in dating preferences, suggesting a decline in American men's interest in American women, signaling potential changes in dating dynamics and preferences within the American populace. A lot of people know this movement as the Passport Bros.
So why are you into black men now? Tell me why.
I don't know. I think they have charisma and things, but I have good experience with them, and I don't know, I have a lot of fun with them.
What's the difference between American culture with regard to relationships and Turkish culture or culture where you're from?
So over here it's the same thing. It's very modern, it's very westernized, and the mindset of a lot of women is very similar to what you would experience in America, but it's not as severe. You don't have women running around celebrating their body count. You don't have women here openly sitting down talking about their sexual preferences. All that is kind of being held in the background. And as far as the Turkish community, we take pride in contributing to the household. Like, you would never see us putting a man down, especially not publicly. We wouldn't do that.
It's no surprise that modern feminism and the Western sex-obsessed culture is slowly spreading to all corners of the earth. However, what was surprising was not only did people react to her viral video, but a lot of black women actually agreed with her.
That German woman did not lie when she was talking about us black women. She ain't lie at all. I seen a lot of people, they was mad. Like, they was mad at her. And it's like, why are you mad? If you're mad, that means there's some things you need to correct in yourself. Hey, I even took one little thing that she said. I was like, I do need to eat that up right there, because I don't be doing that. But everything else, I be doing for my man, period. 10 toes down, I do those things. But a lot of black women do not value men. A lot of women, period, in America don't value men. And that's the problem. We don't value men, and we can't keep making the excuse of, oh, my upbringing, I was brought up like this or like that, and that's why X, Y, and Z.
This commenter said in response to her video, Kevin Samuels Bin said this: "It took a German lady to get the point across for some." Another person added, "Most don't want a relationship. They want a sponsorship," which is followed by another comment that says, "They're going to come for you, but you're speaking truth." And another woman teasing her saying, "I hope you get picked." And someone responded back to that chick and said, "It's crazy, you proving her point. LOL.
That German woman did not lie. She did, and I'm sorry. I'm gonna have to tell you, from black woman to black woman, that woman did not tell one lie. And this is coming from a person who's been through DV, got out of DV, now is married to a great black man. A good man, you heard me? She did not tell no lie. Black women do not know how to appreciate their man. They do not know how to be submissive to their man. They do not recognize when they have a good man. This is not no love and hip hop shit. I done seen it in real life, firsthand. When a woman has a good man, they still find a way to demean them. Me and my husband is not perfect. We'll never claim to be perfect. Yeah, we still have arguments, but at the end of the day, the core success to our relationship is respect. When he come home, the house is clean. Do I cook 7 days a week? No. I'm a wife, not a slave, not a maid. He do not have cooked meals 7 days a week. No. 5 days out of 7, he has cooked meals. I make sure he good. I fold his clothes. I don't wash them. I make his life as easy as possible. Why you may ask? Because he pours into where he know, if I'm good and I'm straight and I'm the head of my household, and a direct result of that, my wife gonna make sure I'm straight. Y'all don't know how to talk to these black men. Y'all don't know how to treat these black men.
Someone responded back to this woman's video and said, "This went over a lot of people's heads. I hear you, T." And she responded back and says, "It's a lot of people mad at me in the comments, but that's okay with me. They feel attacked and I understand." Another chick added to the conversation and said, "This is very important. Preach," which is followed by another comment that says, "Y'all definitely missing the point, but I hear you, sis."
Not all black men deserve their love. Not all black men deserve your feminine energy. Baby, you got to recognize when you have a good man, you have to nurture that relationship. I stress that to y'all. The German woman was not wrong.
I do think that it's worth noting that it seems like most women who agree with the Turkish woman are mostly married. The truth is, Sarir Brooks echoes the sentiments of many men and women in the West who are tired of woke culture and value family, present fathers, and nurturing wives. Contrary to popular belief, there's a growing population of black women who realize they've been brainwashed by mainstream media to believe that all men are trash and useless. Many of these women are married, plan to get married, and embrace a traditional marriage. And the best part is, they drink coffee.
Drink the coffee, it'll make you feel better.
These black women respect the men in their lives. They understand what men value and aim to provide their children with two-parent households. The terrifying impact of single-parent households is the title of a podcast produced by Chris Williamson featuring economist Professor Melissa Kearney. Melissa Kearney is the author of The Two-Parent Advantage: How Americans Stopped Getting Married and Started Falling Behind. Listen to what she says about the most significant predictor that a black boy climbs the economic ladder into adulthood.
There's another study that came out of the Opportunity Insights Lab at Harvard. This is the lab run by Raj Chetty and colleagues that has access to millions of tax records. So they know exactly where kids grew up, and then they follow them into adulthood. The single biggest predictor of whether a black boy sort of climbs the economic ladder into adulthood at a neighborhood level. So what neighborhood characteristics are most predictive of economically good outcomes for black boys?
Can I guess?
Go ahead.
The proportion of single fathers.
The presence of black dads in the neighborhood.
Yep.
So beyond just having a dad in your house, if there's a bunch of, if the households around you, black households around you also have dads, single biggest predictor of whether you do well economically in adulthood. And so there again, who's being helped by us denying that black boys in particular, as if like, all of the discrimination we know they face, all of these other barriers. Like, those boys are being harmed by not having dads around. And so this gets back to the intergenerational nature of this. The more boys we have growing up without dads in their house, the less likely they are to sort of thrive and be their best selves when they grow up.
Based on that study alone, it's obvious that continuing the cycle of fatherless homes, especially in the Black community, is being extremely negligent about the future of your children. Despite all the women that agreed with Saria Brooks' video, the backlash and anger she was facing was strong. Many women began to think she had something against Black women in specific. This eventually led to her releasing another video clarifying her statements and some misconceptions people were making about her.
Black American women are no competition, and that's how I got my man. That is what a lot of people think I said in one of my YouTube videos, which is going viral on all social media platforms at this moment. I mean, TikTok, X, YouTube, Instagram, whatever platform you're looking for, you will see my face with that caption on that video. And you cannot imagine, the shitstorm from certain women is like a really bad case of diarrhea right now. Ladies and gentlemen, that was a snippet out of a whole YouTube video where I was talking about how my basic daily activities have impressed and impacted my husband's daily routine. I mean, it is just what it is. And you know what? A lot of women out there should apply that knowledge that I'm trying to give to you for free. Tell me, where did you hear me say that Black American women are no competition? I was not even talking about Black American women in particular. I never said anything like that I am better than them. I never said anything like I have better qualities than a Black American woman. No, I'm always talking about modern Western women in general. And by the way, a huge shout out and thank you to everyone who was listening with their ears instead of using their emotions, because when you compare the caption of the video that I didn't even put on the video to the words that were coming out of my mouth, the caption had nothing to do with the words that I was saying.
She's right. She didn't write the caption for the video that went viral and was seen by millions. Her original video was released on YouTube on October 27th, 2023, but it only went viral once someone reposted it with the updated caption. Saria went further to clarify that she has no problem with Black women and simply shares her contrasting values with many modern women in the West. I'll be honest, even though she meant Western women in general, I'll be willing to bet all my money most of the women who disagree with her video would still probably fall under that modern Western woman category. Though Saria Brooks made some corrections to assumptions about her video, she did, however, remain firm in her stance on Turkish women versus Western women.
But as I stand here today, I will say that a traditional Turkish woman most definitely has no competition compared to the modern Western woman.
No matter your opinion on this topic, you can't deny the fact that men in the West have been very honest and vocal about what exactly they value when it comes to marriage and relationships. They've been very loud about this for the past few years. And if you value a nurturing feminine woman and you find a woman who also shares those values, then can you really blame any man for choosing to go where his value? Listen, guys, as always, I'm curious to know what you think. Leave your comments down below. I appreciate you for checking out yet another episode of The Coffee Pot. Till next time, I'm out. Peace.